Aegis Reflector.
Hello everyone, some very interesting information has been coming up as to what potentially could be, or at least what is speculated to be in Street Fighter 5 that actually has not been confirmed or mentioned by Capcom, of course, because the game isn't out. Street Fighter 5 is not out, but recently there was a PC, should I say personal computer, Street Fighter 5 beta, which I took part in. I had some experience with crashing servers, but that's not the point of this particular video. Recently, since PC allows for the understanding and data mining of certain information, data, code, source code, scripts and everything in every file, you've got free reign upon your computer. There have been people, i.e. Nixion, who were able to do a little bit of digging amongst some other data miners in the community.
Boom!
These people first of all found potential, they found hidden tracks for different characters. For example, since in the beta we were restricted to the Kanzuki estate, the stage in China, the stage in Europe and England, and training stage I believe, and New Zealand, we never actually got to play on everyone else's stages. So for example, we never got to hear Nikali's theme because his stage is not there. We never got to hear I don't know, Bison's theme or Vega's theme because their respective stages were not there. So these people managed to data mine the soundtracks and actually get to listen to them and distribute them to the community, which is all fair and fine, which was all good. And generally, by the information they found, they got a rough estimate as to the number of characters and stages that could potentially be in the game, either on day one or in total after a couple of days, a couple of weeks as DLC. The entirety of what Street Fighter 5 vanilla will be in the future. That was all fair and fine, that was all fair and good, but the very interesting part is that the data mining actually potentially revealed a certain list of characters that people hoped would be in the game, but actually were not mentioned by Capcom. And if these people are, or should I say these characters are included in the game, this would exceed the player count that Capcom said the vanilla Street Fighter 5 would have initially. Initially they said that currently there are 2 more characters, one returning old fighter and one new fighter after the reveal of Laura at Brazil Game Show. That will make a total of X amount of characters. You can count for yourself. So take the current roster that was in the beta, phase 1 and phase 2 characters, then add Laura and Zangief, and then add 2 more after that. That's the grand total of what the game is supposed to be. But data miners posted on NeoGAF that there could potentially be Urien, Alex, Ibuki, Juri, Dalsim, Gal and Balrog and Nadeshko as potential playable characters, and some unknown file, or should I say some unknown script of code was also found, potentially leading to a character or potentially just leading to a mode, and this was gone under the title FAN or FAN and TUT, TUT. But people have potentially speculated that FAN or TUT could just be modes within the story mode, because if you look at some of the scripts, of which I'll link the description of the article in the description of this video, TUT could just mean tutorial, because some people have story mode orders. It's player name and then the story mode order, or it could be player name and cutscene order. So TUT could just be, for example, you start a story mode maybe as Bison, and then comes certain stages against certain characters, and then there'll come the TUT, which is the tutorial, or maybe to come in the beginning, who knows. They could restructure story mode. But also there were further updates that fan comes from Chinese and could mean all, every or worldly. Words which could be pointing to the name Zen that's been floating around. Now we don't know what Zen is. Zen could be a character, Zen could be the final boss, Zen could just be a background prop, or Zen could just be part of a game mode or a currency like fight money. You don't know what Zen could be, no one really knows. And Nexion also noted that the character listings are for the initial poses of the character select screen. Every single character listed will most likely be playable. This is certainly exciting information, but again, nothing is certain and we've heard nothing from Capcom. That was the first update that we got. Definitely you'll get to see some of this code for yourself. You get to understand it. I understand the code, but I'm not so great at explaining it. But if we look at the second update that came in recently after a few hours, I'll read, start quote now. Nexion has discovered even more information regarding the nature of the data found earlier today. Thanks to some deeper digging, they were able to determine that it's even more likely now that some of these uncovered characters will be playable at some point in the game's lifespan. The evidence comes in the form of data relating to character meshes. Nexion describes a mesh as how many triangles are interconnected to form the game's 3D models. By looking at the number of triangles these characters have and comparing them to an existing playable character, well, you will see what's going on. Here are some numbers in triangles. Ryu's base model currently as it stands from the beta has 68,320 triangles. Juri, who's supposedly supposed to be in the game at some point judging by the scripts and data found in the data mining, has 76,955 triangles. Ibuki, who is suspected to potentially also be in the game, has 79,831 triangles. Dalsim, who is also suspected to be in the game, has 77,792 triangles. And Balrog's script was found, which was supposedly ELR, which usually is an acronym for Balrog. But the problem with this is that initially in Street Fighter 1 in Japan, Balrog was the guy with the claw. M.bison was the boxer, and he was named after M. Tyson, which is Mike Tyson, the real life boxer. But then when they shipped over the game to the rest of the world, they had to change the names around because of the fact that they could potentially get sued by Mike Tyson. So initially the claw guy was Balrog, M.bison was the boxer, and the dictator was Vega. Now the problem is when they switched it around, the dictator became M.bison, not Mike Bison, just M.bison. The claw guy became Vega and the boxer became Balrog. So now we are not too sure as to if this is the original acronym or the one that was further shipped over to the rest of the world. But anyway, if we make assumptions, US Balrog or Japanese Bison, the boxer, has 62,817 triangles. Urien, who I'm most anticipating for, has 82,455 triangles. And Alex, who has gotten a lot of speculation and talk about and is also part of the New York stage as a background prop, has 66,069 triangles. As you can see, many of these triangle counts exceeds Ryu's, while others remain roughly the same as his. These works dispel the notion that the characters listed above are simply background assets, but again, nothing is certain at this time. End not so accurate quote. This is very interesting for me. I believe most of this is blowing people's minds at this current moment. More characters for potential beta, not beta, but potential DLC along the line after the game is released, similar to what Mortal Kombat did with the Combat Pack, where they added Kanya, Predator, Tremor, and Jason Voorhees. I'm not too sure if this could potentially be the same thing, and if it is, then this is potentially going to be a very interesting DLC. New characters are always good for the game's lifespan, or they could stagger their releases and lead them off one at a time. Who knows, this could all just be lies. But anyway, I'm extremely happy for this. I don't know what you think about this information, but please let me know in the comments below and we'll see as time goes on. Read the article, it's in the description. You will learn a lot, especially about data mining. I encourage it. Goodbye, and I love you.